You ever wanted your own arcade machine in your house? I did. Now I have one. Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, I'm Joey Image and welcome to 2020. Hope you had a very safe and happy, healthy holiday season, blah blah blah. Let's get to the point. Arcade1Up modified, my own personal arcade machine. I've always wanted an arcade in my house since I was a kid. Two things I've always wanted since I was a little kid: an arcade machine or multiple machines, and my own regulation size pool table. I never got the pool table, now I've got the arcade. Let's check it out. I will open the back of this. I'll show you what I did to it. Let me just show you while I got it running here. Let me grab this. So as you can see right here, all games, so they're all listed on one menu. If I go back, you can see up here, 2,424 games available. We will get into the modifications in a minute. This is basically all the categories right here. So they're all listed right there, as you can see. And then when I hit the joystick, let me just move this over for you. When I hit the joystick, it will switch obviously categories, but I'll get into more of these specifically in a little bit. Just want to kind of give you a quick overview of what I'm looking at here. So there is last played games, which is obviously, if you go in there, this is the last few games that I played. If I go back, Arcade Classics, Daphne System, Neo Geo, which is, Jesus, that was a great system. Options, and then you've got several games set up here, configured, categorized, I should say, by year, all the way up to 2000. Here's 4-player games, which doesn't really help on this cabinet, because I've only got 2 players, but there it is. ADK, Art of Fighting, Card Classics, Atlas, Spam Presto, Baseball, Basketball, bootleg games, which are basically hacks, user hacks. Some of these are user-made. They're just kind of homemade, what do they call, homebrews. Beat 'em ups, Capcom Classics, Cave. So basically you get the point. These are all separated. Capcom PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. Data East Classics. Here's Double Dragon. So you get the idea. These are basically set up by categories, and there's a ton of them. I will scroll back around just so you can see all this, and I will scroll back to the All Games section, which is coming up soon, just so you can, there you go, there's my section right there. X-Men, and we are back to All Games. Alright, so as far as modifications go, let's start with the front. Now, as soon as I ordered this, I purchased a brand new set of joysticks and buttons. I've actually got, I think, 3 pairs of joysticks I have, in addition to the ones that came with it. I ordered these from, or I bought these, I should say. I bought the joystick ball from Micro Center. Kind of cool, a little bit of the bubbly in there. You can see it right there. I bought all new LED bulbs for the buttons, including the 2 I added in the front. I'll get to those in a second. I've also added a phone mount to this, which you can see right there. Basically, this is a car phone mount. I had it sitting around, wasn't doing anything with it, so I added that. I added cup holders on the side. Sorry, this one's not open, but you can see it right there. Now for the front panel. Now, when you purchase the Arcade1Up machine, now this front panel is just a plain black piece, nothing there. In fact, it's on the inside now, and I'll show it to you in a minute. But I purchased this front panel right here that's got 2 additional buttons in it, and then the 2 speaker grates right here. So you can see those, and I know it's hard to see because it's dark, but there we go. So in this, my wife drilled some holes here. I put a amp in this because my main problem with the Arcade1Up, just in general, the stock system, is this volume rocker right here has only got 3 settings. So all the way to the left is silent, and then one over is, if you think of kind of a volume knob like 1 to 10, the center is like 5, and then all the way to the right is 10. And it was very, very loud. Even the middle selection is super loud, and then obviously silent. So I added an amp inside so I could have a volume rocker, a volume knob right here. And then a bass and treble, which I leave those alone, then an on-off, which I don't ever turn off. But, so I needed something where I could adjust the volume. It was just far too loud the way it was. Also added 2 coin buttons. These are the insert coin module buttons. So for right now it's in the demo or the screensaver, so it's demo mode. So if you press that, it will switch the games. And I also added 2 USB ports right here, so if I need to get into the Raspberry Pi via a keyboard and mouse, I can do that. So this is all Raspberry Pi inside. I forget which game image I'm using, but I will link it down below. And it's I believe it's a 32 gigabyte SD card I'm using. I also added a coin door, which is fully working. However, I don't have it wired up to accept coins. But here's the key right there, the 2 slots, and then the coin return. So I can pop this open for you. There we go, so you can see inside a little bit. There's the inside of the coin door, and then I will turn this around, pop it open, and get some light over here, and then we'll show you the inside of that. And one last thing on the front, or on the outside, this riser right here was custom built by my brother-in-law, Jason. So when I first purchased this machine, the risers, and by the way, in case I hadn't mentioned it, this is the Street Fighter 2 Arcade1Up machine. So when I first purchased this, the risers from Arcade1Up, the officials, were $45 to $50. So basically, I bought the wood, the materials, at Home Depot for $21, and my brother-in-law built it, put it together, and it looks great. I believe this is, I think this is the same height as the officials. I just got the height and the length and width and everything off of their website, and I think we use that as a basic template. So as you can see, looks good, spray painted black, it's solid. So this works perfectly for me. So let me pop the back of this open and I will show you what I did on the inside. Alright, so now we're inside the back of the machine. This is, I forgot to actually mention this one, not really a mod, but this is the cover that comes with the control panel. It's like a plexiglass cover that goes over it for protection. I popped this off. I sprayed the control panel with 3 coats of clear coat. It looks fine to me. So essentially, there's the Raspberry Pi right there, and let me thank Mr. ETA Prime for the inspiration for this mod. I didn't even know it was possible until I saw his video, and that gave me the inspiration to do this. So just a quick overview of what we've got in here. This might be a little bit hard to see. That right there is the joystick. These right there, those are the USB boards that control the joystick. These are all the wiring for the buttons, and the joysticks are up there. So if I go down here a little bit, there's the one speaker on the left, or the right, one speaker on the right, which is obviously backwards if you're looking at the front of the machine. There's the amp right there that I purchased for the volume that I said earlier was giving me a problem, so the speakers are hooked into that. There's the 3.5 millimeter audio jack going to the Raspberry Pi. There's a lot of dust back here because I was screwing in some screws the other day to reattach a joystick that came off. So I need to get a dust buster back here or just a canned air and spray this out. I also put, I don't know if you can see it, I'll try to turn this around, put a light right here so I can see what's going on the inside. So essentially everything is run off of this Raspberry Pi right here. These 2 cables connected to the I/O, the GPIO pins, are for the stock on-off switch. So instead of like installing a manual, an external switch, I'm using the stock on-off switch. And I've actually got another one right here that I need to solder together. I've got a circuit right here. I believe this was from Mauser. So I need to solder this on, and I just haven't had a chance to do it yet, which is the proper way of using the stock on-off switch. You solder that circuit in there, you run the script, the shutdown script, blah, blah, blah. A lot of technical crap nobody cares about. So let's go here. This is basically just a bucket or a plastic bin of extra parts. Right here is the tray that was in the back of the monitor right there where the stock board is in, which I also have somewhere in here. So this is just a bunch of extra cables. There's all my extra joysticks. There's some buttons right in there. A couple of joystick tops are in here. I've got the bat style. I've got the ball style. A couple boards. There's this. Here is more wires and screws. There's the stock power cable right here. Some more USB stuff, some ribbons. Here's the initial, I believe this is the stock board that came with it, with Street Fighter 2 on it. Basically, this is all boring stuff. There's the stock speaker right there. All boring stuff, all extra parts. Put that aside for now. So I double stick taped this power strip right there into the bottom of the board, or I'm sorry, into the bottom of the back. So as you can see, without that bucket of extra parts, there's a lot of room back here. This I mentioned earlier, right here, this is that front panel that comes with the stock system that is basically just black, and I bought the other one I said to put the coin buttons in and the amp and the speakers and all that stuff. So this is the stock one that comes with it. It's just plain black. It doesn't do anything. I took it out and put it back here. It fits perfectly between this back support beam and that front support right there. So it fits perfectly as like a shelf. So it was easy for me to put the Raspberry Pi on top of it. And then the cables I needed, like for example, this cable to go from here to the amp is very short. So it was great. Didn't need anything, extender cables or extension cords, nothing like that. The only thing I had to do is you have to purchase, and I will link ETA Prime's original video down below in the description. He's got all the links to the stuff you need to purchase for this, but I had to purchase a VGA board, or a video board, I should say, that's got the HDMI input to go from the Raspberry Pi output. I put these little cable management holders in here for this is for the light that goes up to the light up marquee that you saw. So straight down right there into the power strip. There's the back of the coin door. So, I mean, essentially you get it. There's some more cable management clips right there. So you get the basic idea. I basically went nuts with this and did whatever I could. There are still some mods I would like to do that I have not yet done. For example, I want to get a new control panel for the front that is just plain black. It doesn't have all the Street Fighter graphics on it. Let me just show you one quick overview again back here before we go back to the front of the machine, and then I will show you some of the games that are on here. Alright, so I mentioned earlier that I am using the stock on-off switch for this machine. So let's turn this on right now, and you will see it boot up. I do have, on the Raspberry Pi itself, I've got a folder that's got 79 random boot up videos. So once it picks one, it will just display it as it boots up. You'll see it in a second. And basically, it just picks up any random one. It picks it does like a shuffle command, picks any random boot up video and plays it. So this will be a different video pretty much every time you turn this on. And we will scroll through here, and I'll show you some gameplay, show you some of the titles that are on here. If I can just set this up right here. There we go. This is the best I can do for giving you this close-up shot. So when you first start up, it boots right into the favorites menu, which you obviously add your own favorites to this. So if you go back, you hit the B button, and then you go to all games. Sorry. Go to all games. And then again, as you can see, there is, you can see it up here, 2,424 games available. I'll show you that one more time. So, you go into all games, basically, and then you hit A to get in there, and then this is the list of everything that it's got. So, as you pick a game, now it's got, a lot of it has box art or screenshot, which you can see right there on the right-hand side. I will actually show that closer in a minute. So it's got all that, and then if you wait a second, it will sometimes, some of them will have like a video demo, like you can see right there. Some of them don't, some of them do. A lot will show just box art, and a lot will show a video demo. Alright, so while we're doing that, let me get into some gameplay here, and we can go to all games. You can see, let me just scroll through this entire list. I mean, you obviously can't see titles, but you see just how many games are on here, which is insane. Let's go to Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. Let's do that, since this is the Street Fighter 2 cabinet, and I will show you some gameplay. Sorry for my reflection. Start button right there. I usually always pick either Vega or Bison. Okay, my apologies. The camera froze. Let's do this one more time, and I will show you some gameplay. Hopefully it will work. Oh, it's the same fight. Okay, good.
Round one, fight.
These buttons, by the way, are set up. The layout is identical to the regular Street Fighter 2 arcade. Oh, come on. The regular Street Fighter 2 arcade machine, it's the same layout. So if you're looking at the buttons, from the top left, it goes YXL, YXL, BAR. One player, two player, obviously, and then insert coin is right down here. One player, two player. Joysticks. So basically, you get the idea. Alright, so there you have it. There's my Arcade1Up machine. Sorry, this video is a little bit janky between switching from the camera on my phone to the actual GoPro, inside and out, moving around a little bit. So I know it's a little bit choppy here and there, but I apologize for that. Essentially, you get the idea, though. I mean, so any questions, please put them down in the comment section below. There may be stuff on here I missed, or I forgot to mention, or I skipped past really quickly and didn't get in depth with. Anything you'd like to know or whatever, please just let me know. Again, throw your comments or questions in the comment section below. I will also have all the stuff linked that I used. I will link ETA Prime's original video that, again, was the inspiration for building this cabinet. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this was somewhat informative or educational. I don't know. Guys, please check me out on Twitter at JoeyImageTV, Facebook JoeyImageTV, Twitch.tv/JoeyImageTV, and I'm going to play a couple of games here right now, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best of luck in your future Arcade1Up endeavors.